This business is like cocaine to me. I just don't know how to stop.
According to numerous sources, MrBeast rakes in about $4 to $5 million a month from his YouTube channel. That's about $48 to $60 million annually. However, what's more incredulous is that he reportedly spends about $45 million yearly on production costs for his video.
Finally, how much a ridiculous setup like this actually costs.
And I'm a little scared because I've never shown anyone around this studio.
So it's not all profit. Now, when you also factor in the fact that he's nearly almost always giving money away, then you start to wonder, how much is MrBeast really making? Forbes ranked him as one of the top 40 richest people across the whole entertainment industry, and he's reportedly the highest earning YouTuber in the world. With over 138 million subscribers, his channel ranks as the 4th most subscribed on the platform, and it's the most popular channel that does not belong to a company. But all his money doesn't just come from YouTube, and he's leveraged his fame to launch several other successful businesses, such as Feastables and MrBeast Burger. This again makes one wonder, exactly how much money does MrBeast earn, and how much are all his businesses valued at? Well, let's dive into his pockets to find out the real MrBeast income no one knows about. Exactly how much MrBeast makes from just YouTube. MrBeast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson, when asked in one of his early videos how he could afford to give away large amounts of money, said, "YouTube just pays better than you think." And he was right, because his YouTube income doesn't only come from ad revenues like most people assume. He also makes a lot from brand sponsorships. As his channel grew, MrBeast started collaborating with big brands like Quid, CSGO Lotto, Honey, and TikTok. Basically, companies are lining up to work with him because they know how powerful his influence and reach are. Take his famous Squid Game video for example. It was sponsored by a gaming company called Brawl Stars, which was pretty much unknown before their collaboration. But after MrBeast's video dropped, downloads for the game went up by a whopping 41% in just 5 days. How crazy is that? And also imagine how much brands would pay for such exposure. The figures are not very well known, but it would be top dollar for sure. And as you probably already guessed, the other part of MrBeast's YouTube revenue comes from a percentage of the ads he streams on his videos. I say percentage because YouTube takes a portion of the revenue generated from ads shown on videos, and creators also have to pay taxes on their earnings. The ad revenues could vary based on his CPM, which is the cost per 1,000 impressions of his videos. But as one of the top creators on the platform, his CPM has been estimated to range from $8 to $10 per 1,000 views. So after factoring in YouTube's percentage and taxes, his actual CPM is more likely to be about $5 per 1,000 views. Now, each of MrBeast's videos averages about 100 million views, which translates to about $500,000 in earnings from just ads alone. MrBeast also has other YouTube channels such as Beast Reacts, MrBeast Gaming, MrBeast 2, formerly MrBeast Shorts, and the philanthropy channel Beast Philanthropy. The channel MrBeast Reacts is where he watches different videos and gives his reactions. It currently has over 22 million subscribers and has accumulated over 3.4 billion views so far. The videos on the channel get an average of 25 million views per video, which means he generates an estimated revenue of $125,000 per video from just this other channel alone. So by now, you should be able to see why the estimated amount he earns from all his channels monthly is about $4 to $5 million. But that's just one source of MrBeast's income. Let's take a look at another. Exactly how much MrBeast makes from selling merch. MrBeast also runs an online store called shopmrbeast.com, where you can buy cool stuff like clothes, bags, hats, phone cases, and socks. According to several sources, tons of people visit MrBeast's store every month, which generates about $1 to $2 million in revenue each year. But the best part is that when you buy something, all of the profits go to help people who are struggling to put food on the table. It's clear that MrBeast is all about giving back, and it's actually impossible to talk about him without mentioning how much he donates to charity. The truth is, most of the crazy stunts he does on his channel are just sensational ways to get people's attention and raise even more money for charity. It's why, apart from the money he gives away in his videos and from his merch earnings, he created a separate channel called Beast Philanthropy, which donates 100% of its revenue to different causes. He and his team have helped with hurricane relief efforts, fed thousands of families, donated millions of dollars to aid refugees, and planted millions of trees. They managed to raise over $33 million to remove waste from oceans, and recently paid for 1,000 people to receive life-changing surgery. Now, moving on to another way he generates more money. MrBeast Burger. Capitalizing on his online fame to make even more dough in December 2020, MrBeast opened up MrBeast Burger, but get this, MrBeast Burger isn't like your typical fast food chain. Instead, it operates as a ghost kitchen, which means they prepare delivery-only orders in third-party restaurants. And now, there are over 1,000 locations across the US, Canada, and Europe. Crazy, right? It's not just MrBeast who's jumped on the ghost kitchen trend, though. Celebrities like Steve Aoki and DJ Khaled are also selling food through ghost kitchens. And even though the food might not be amazing, people are still willing to pay for it because of the celebrity appeal. The big news is that in September 2022, Beast Burger opened up its very first brick-and-mortar store in a mall in New Jersey. And it's not just any mall, it's the American Dream Mall. That's pretty fitting for a guy who's made a name for himself on the internet. Now, let's talk money. MrBeast Burger reportedly raked in $70 million in sales in 2021 and was estimated to have surpassed $100 million in its 2022 annual sales. If you think that's seriously insane like I do, then get ready to be blown away by the next MrBeast venture that we're about to delve into. As Forbes reports, this new venture, Feastables, is doing even better than Beast Burger, with an impressive estimated 40% gross margin in comparison to Beast Burger's 30%. Feastables. In 2021, Jim Murray, who used to be the president of protein bar maker RX Bar, teamed up with MrBeast to launch Feastables, and now he's the CEO and a co-founder of the company. However, MrBeast owns a majority of the company alongside venture capitalist investors who contributed $5 million for his 20% stake. The chocolate bars made with organic cocoa and less than 6 ingredients were a smash hit. In fact, in the first 72 hours after launching the candy in January, they sold over 1 million bars and made over $10 million in sales. Now, if you're wondering why Feastables was such a huge hit at launch, well, it wasn't just due to the fact that MrBeast had a lot of fans. He also had a crazy marketing strategy and outdid himself by offering jaw-dropping sweepstakes with an unbelievable array of prizes. We're talking top-of-the-line Teslas, Sea-Doos, Super 73 electric bikes, cutting-edge gaming PCs, Turtle Beach gaming bundles, Beats by Dre earphones, a lifetime supply of chocolate, cash, and more. And for anyone who manages to snag the grand prize, the reward was they get to compete in a MrBeast video for the chance to win a copy of the coveted MrBeast's Chocolate Factory. And here's the kicker, if the winner doesn't even want the factory, MrBeast himself has generously offered to buy it back for a cool $500,000. How incredible is that? But apart from the serious cash coming in from MrBeast's chocolate company, he also has other ventures and interests that are poised to potentially make him more income. Other ventures and interests. In June 2020, MrBeast partnered with MSCHF to launch a mobile game called Finger on the App. The last person to take their finger off the screen would win $25,000, with 4 people winning $20,000 each after 70 plus hours. And as with most things he's engaged in, the game was such a huge hit that it eventually had to have a sequel. Called Finger on the App 2, it was launched in March 2021, with the $100,000 grand prize won after 51 hours. MrBeast also recently invested in Backbone, which produces a controller that makes smartphones look like Nintendo Switch controllers and an app for content creation. And in addition, he launched Juice Funds, a $2 million investment fund for content creators. So judging from the success of the games and apps and the fact that most of MrBeast's content usually involves people playing some game to win prizes, it wouldn't be at all surprising if his next big thing was to launch his own game. Now before we finally explore exactly how much MrBeast makes, be sure to give this video a like and comment below if you've ever had any crazy business ideas that have made you lots of money. What's the real income of MrBeast? However, despite the overall appearance of success, MrBeast's business model is unique, and he has thin profit margins because he often has to reinvest most of his earnings back into his content. His viewers expect each video to be even more impressive than the last, driving the need for constant reinvestment in his content. He spends around $8 million per month, including $4 million on his main channel videos, $3 to $4 million on marketing his chocolate products and burger restaurant, and $200,000 on his secondary channels like Beast Reacts and MrBeast Gaming. Forbes' latest estimate of his net worth was a cool $500 million, and according to the magazine, MrBeast reportedly wants to sell a 10% stake in his studio for $150 million. This means the valuation of his business is about to be $1.5 billion, and if he's able to get the funding, he would be able to expand his video empire, restaurants, merchandise, and consumer goods even further. He reportedly turned down a whopping $1 billion offer for his channel, but he straight up said nah, and explained that if they were willing to drop $10 to $20 billion, then he might have thought about it. That was a top G move right there because, sure, his profit margin might not be crazy high right now, but MrBeast still rakes in some serious cash and has tons of potential for even more. Plus, let's be real, having the channel be connected to MrBeast himself makes it way more valuable. Since you watched the entire video, this next one will blow your mind. Are you ready?